Hey there guys, and welcome to another Factorio Friday Fact discussion. I'm Xterminator, and thank you for joining me. And unfortunately, we're not joined by Bombug today either. He's actually out of town, ironically actually visiting here, which is really awesome. But obviously not being at home, he isn't able to join us. So this Friday Facts, number 321, countdown, huge announcement, guys. This is like really big info. 1.0 date. So in this Friday Facts, there's a couple things, but the main thing they talk about is 1.0, and they give an official announcement for a release date for it. And I'm zoomed super far in. I don't know I'm zoomed in 200%. And the reason for that is because I don't want you to see the release date initially, because I want you to guess what it's going to be. And then once I show you what it is, I want you to let me know in the comments how it differs from what you thought, because it differed from what I thought. So 1.0 date. Hello. We feel that Factorio development is taking way too long. I'm right there with you. I've been saying that for a long time. The approach it is done when it is done was serving us well to deliver a high quality product, but if we continued this way, we would be doing it basically forever, which is very true on both accounts. A lot of us don't have any problems working on Factorio for some more time, but the main problem is that we would like to introduce new features and content instead of, instead of just polishing parts that are already present in the game. One thing I take from this, which is really good news, is that they actually plan to add new features and content once 1.0 is released. Maybe I just missed information or misread stuff, but I don't really recall them ever saying specifically that they were gonna add new features. I kind of had the impression they were gonna release 1.0, fix anything that needed to be fixed after the release, and then maybe add a really small thing or two at best, and then just move on to something else, or an expansion or something, which maybe this is what this means. But the fact that they actually say they want to introduce new features and content really makes me happy that that is something they would like to do. So we also consider that the game is quite polished now, and if we just push the button to release 1.0, it wouldn't be a catastrophe, which is entirely true. I think the majority of us consider the game extremely polished, to the point where if it were to release as 1.0 right now, I don't think anyone would really be upset, except the devs. From our perspectives, a lot of things wouldn't be finished, but from the perspective of a new player, the things we are working on now are mainly nitpicks. With this in mind, we decided to specify a 1.0 release date publicly, so we have to stick with it. I don't know if I can scroll down farther without showing the date, so think to yourselves what you think the date's going to be. Not you don't have to be specific, but just when you think it's going to be, because I read this and I'm like, oh my god, are we getting 1.0 for Christmas? Oh my gosh, are we getting it for the new year? And then we go down, continue reading, we just focus on the most important aspects as we approach the date, and we just do whatever we have to do. Once the 1.0 happens, we can have some rest, and after that, we can finally focus on the content and features again. The date is 25th of September, 2020. So, basically, another year almost. Oh my god. This was such a roller coaster for me. Don't get me wrong, I am so thrilled that they've set a date and stuff, but I was oh, they're announcing 1.0 now? It's gotta be maybe 3-4 months out at most, and it's 10 months out. At least. It's 321 days away or something. Oh my gosh, I was so sad when I saw this. It's interesting, and to preface this, I'm not, well, I am complaining, but not I totally understand. They want to give themselves time and all this. But what's interesting to me is, I guess I didn't realize that there was this much left that they considered they needed to polish, or that it would take this long to polish whatever is left. Because basically in my mind, the only things that I know of for sure that they're still polishing is the new GUI rework and the campaign. And then fixing the bugs with that, right? So in my mind, that was all that's left, and I would be blown away if it takes another year to do that, considering they've been working on that for the last year and a half. So it's just really interesting that like they consider that like that they think they need almost a whole nother year to finish polishing what's there, because it seems to me that they've made a ton of progress recently. Like I'm actually I'm super surprised, mostly because of the progress they've made so far. Like if you consider the last 4 months or something, the amount of polish and like things that they've tweaked and like improved upon in the game has been really significant. Like, you know, the biters, just like little quality of life stuff, GUI stuff like that. It's really pretty significant in my mind. So to think that they like have another year almost of that, it was just really surprising to me. I just didn't, I guess I didn't realize that there was like that much left. But if they think they need it, then I'm going to trust that. Obviously, for me, it's disappointing because it's like I'm basically left playing like the exact version of Factorio I'm on right now for another year without anything new. But hey, if that's what they think they need, I'm going to trust them on it. But version 1.0 does not mean the development on the game will end or that Factorio is 100% finished. When we have a better idea of what we'll be working on after 1.0 release, we will let you know. So, again, really cool. You know, they're going to take a break, I think, a little break after 1.0 is released to recoup. And then hopefully they add some more features and content, whether it be like 1.1 or 1.2, or maybe they just leave 1.0 and then just do a DLC or expansion or something for additional features. I'm not sure, but I would love some more stuff. I will say this, and I've seen other people say this: in the 300 and however X many days, 320 something days left before 1.0 is done, with that amount of time, we better be getting Spidertron, or there's going to be an uprising, and I'm going to lead it. Let me tell you. Okay, so keep that in mind, devs. You've been warned. You have like 10 months to polish whatever you need to polish, and somewhere in there better be a Spidertron. Okay? The community has spoken. So GDS 2019. Game Developer Session 19 is happening in a few weeks, Friday 29th and Saturday 30th in November this year. Like last, we are so responsive to the event, so you'll see our banners around the venue if you attend. This year, we're happy to have two of our team doing talks at the conference. Albert doing developing the visual style of Factorio, and V, Vaclav, technical side of creating Factorio graphics, which is really awesome that they're both speaking. We need a bit more about our talks and others on the speakers page. You want to check that out. Other than our two speakers, a lot of the team will be attending the conference, so if you see anybody sporting a Factorio t-shirt, which you can buy, hint, hint, it could be one of us. Don't be afraid to come talk to us. We also took the opportunity to do some updates to our cover art. So this is like real high res, man. Look at the nice nuclear reactor, some gear. I don't know why you would put gears on the same belt as this, but cool. I always love these because a lot of it makes absolutely no sense, but it looks fantastic. I like the yellow light too. I wish we had those. Artillery wagon, some dead biters, and their logo down here. It's really cool. And they've expanded their team, so they've been on a bit of a hiring spree basically to fill gaps. Ian is a sound designer from the UK who has moved to Prague quite recently. Will be working with us full time here in the office, and with the help of our seating for engine features, we'll be developing the soundscape of the game as we narrow in on 1.0 release, which is awesome. I'm gonna ruin this. Next up is Alizen. Do I not even pronounce it again? I'm so bad at names, guys. I really apologize. I know I pronounced that wrong. You might remember a few of our team mentioned him in the past Friday Facts, and he is famous for his experiments with cars on belts. Wait.
So, welcome.
Is this like... Oh, yeah, okay, I think I remember this. Man, that's awesome. He has had source access to the game for a long time, and in the past has made some good contributions to the program, so he's been able to get up to speed with us very quickly. For now, he is reinforcing Posila in the graphics back-end department. For some more details on our new colleagues and the rest of the team, we have short bios for everyone on our team page. As always, let us know what you think on the forum. So there you go. Awesome. 1.0 release date, way later than I thought, but at least it's announced. That's huge. They're going to be at GDS if anyone's there. I don't know where that is. I'm going to have to look. And then they're expanding their team, which is awesome. Always good to get some more help. But yeah, so that's it, guys. I'm excited. I hope you're excited. Let me know in the comments, like I said, how this differs from whatever date you had in your mind, and any other thoughts you have. But this is a huge announcement. They're actually putting a date on the board. Really big step forward for them, and I'm confident they can get done everything they need to, and it's going to be awesome. So I look forward to next week's. Leave your thoughts and stuff below on Reddit and on the forums. And hopefully next week Bombug will join us. And yeah, I think that's going to do it. Take care, guys, and I will see you next time.